What's up, guys? Today we're changing a rear wheel bearing on a 2016 Audi S3. Alright, so for this job you're going to need a pretty long breaker bar, preferably 1/2 inch or bigger. You're going to need a 24mm 12-point socket for the axle nut. You're going to need a triple square 12 and a triple square 14. You're going to need a 17mm socket for the wheels, and it's convenient to have an 18mm socket with a wrench for the strut. I used that. I pushed the strut back to give me a little more room to get to one of the hub bolts because it was a little tight in there. And then I also had an extension and a swivel to help me get that one hub bolt out. And that's about it, guys. Alright, so first we want to take the wheel off. You're going to need to take your pick, gently remove this little guy here. It has a hole. You just put the pick inside and pull it out. It's a 17mm socket for these lug nuts. Hold it. Alright, next you're going to want to loosen your axle nut. It's a 24mm 12-point socket that you're going to need to use. I take a pry bar and I put it in a slot inside the rotor. I slide it in and I put it right between the caliper and the bracket, so that way it holds the wheel from turning. Next, you're going to want to take the caliper out of the way. It has an electrical connector for the e-brake. You want to disconnect that. There's your caliper, and if you see that gray wire going to this connector here, it's going to have to get disconnected. There's that little tab right there. You're going to have to press it and pull it back. It takes a little effort sometimes. And then I'm going to disconnect this cable right here. This way I could take the caliper off. So what I'm going to do is I put a pick in here and just pop it back. You hear the click, and once you hear that click, you just slide it back. Now that's out the way. So next you'll want to remove this and this bolt, which is what takes the holds the caliper on. You'll be able to get the caliper off of there. Alright, now that we got the caliper loose, before I take the caliper off, you want to take this guy out of this little slot here, and also disconnect your ABS sensor. Same thing with this one. Hear the click. Don't do it too hard because you don't want to break it. It slides right out. Get that connector out of the way. Then you want to put your caliper off, and I'm going to set it up here for now until I find somewhere to hang it. And now you're going to want to take off this. It's a T30 with the socket. And then the caliper should come right off. If you plan on reusing the rotor and it gives you a hard time coming off, just hit it with a rubber mallet a few times. So here's your hub and wheel bearing assembly with the rotor and the caliper off. Now we're going to be removing these 3 bolts here from the other side. But before I go under there, I'm going to spray them with some penetrating oil. A little bit around the hub so it comes off a little easier. And then we're going to go in the back under there and take out the triple squares. It's a triple square socket. Alright guys, next thing you're going to want to do is take out these 3 bolts. This is looking from the back of the knuckle. So there's one here, there's one here, and there's one up here. Now this one here is a little hard to get to depending on what kind of socket you're using, because the strut's in the way. I'm sorry, the shock is in the way. So what I did is I loosened the shock. I took the bolt out and I was able to move the shock back a little bit to give me room to get to this one. I already went ahead and loosened them all. I'm just gonna use my snap-on. Once you get those bolts removed, this should just slide right out. Mine is, because I only have 70,000 miles on this car, but sometimes it gets really rusty and you're gonna have to either hit it with a hammer a few times or run a slide hammer, which you could attach to one of these holes and put some force on it to pop it out. Now before you put the new one on, I have a little rust here. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna use this wire wheel and the drill. A little hard to do holding the camera, so I'll be right back. Alright, so you want to be careful with this too, because there's a ABS sensor here. Once you get it all cleaned up, you're gonna have to push this axle back a little bit and wiggle it just to get your bolts out. Alright, so once you get it all cleaned up, put your new hardware in. If it came with some, the wheel bearing that I got did. So I put a little blue Loctite. Then you're gonna want to take your new wheel bearing, hub assembly. So you just take your new wheel bearing, make sure all the surfaces are clean, and get it back in there. Pretty much the same way it came out. Get it lined up. Put my bolts in place. Now we're gonna go tighten them up. So now that you're back here, same thing as on the way out. Alright guys, so these bolts are actually torque to yield. So you're gonna have to torque these. First to 70 Newton meters. And then once you do that, you're gonna want to take a marker and put a little dot on it. I'm gonna put mine at the 12 o'clock. So when I turn it 90 degrees, it's gonna be facing 3 o'clock. So before we can tighten it, we're gonna have to assemble the rotor with the caliper. This way we have something to hold the rotor and hub from spinning as we go to tighten it. Alright, once you have your brakes back on, you're going to want to tighten this axle nut to 200 Newton meters, and then you're going to want to turn it 180 degrees after that. I got a pry bar inside the rotor wedged up against the caliper so it doesn't spin. There's other ways to do it, but this is the way I prefer. You're going to have to get a torque wrench for this. Alright, that's 200. Now what I do is I take a marker and I mark the position where it's at right now, and I mark the hub, and obviously you're going to want to be down here with that mark later on. Okay. Alright, so there's my mark. That's where I was before. Yep, everything's back on, so don't forget to take whatever you use to wedge it. Now, that was very hard to turn. Make sure you're using at least a ½ inch, because if you're using 3/8, it will break. Alright, good luck guys.